I was stuck in the most horrific traffic jam this morning, just total gridlock on the highway. And I looked into the car next to me and I saw something that, honestly, it kind of scared me. There was this guy, maybe in his 40s, nice car, suit on, and he wasn't just annoyed, he was pounding his steering wheel. I mean, his face was bright red. He was screaming at the windshield. And the weirdest part, we hadn't moved in 10 minutes. No one cut him off. Nothing new had happened. He was just sitting there, vibrating with rage. And it hit me. This wasn't about the traffic. It looked like he was almost practicing being angry, like he was rehearsing it for later. And I started looking around and I realized, wait, am I doing that? Are we all just sitting in our cars rehearsing our stress before we even get to work?
Wait, you said he looked like he was practicing? That is such a brilliant observation. You just described exactly what most of us do, we just don't do it as loudly as that guy.
Right? It felt like he was getting ready for a fight that hadn't happened yet. And honestly, I caught myself doing it too. I was sitting there thinking about this email I have to send later, and my stomach was in knots. I was literally stressing myself out over a hypothetical scenario. Why do we do that? Why would my brain choose to feel terrible when nothing bad is actually happening?
It's not just a bad habit, Nora. It's a biological addiction. We call this the autopilot addiction. Basically, that guy in the car, his body is addicted to the chemicals of anger.
Addicted to anger? That sounds insane. Who would want to be angry?
His body does. Think about it. When you get angry or stressed, your brain pumps out a cocktail of hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. It's a rush. And if you do that every single day for 10 years, your body starts to crave that rush. It becomes your baseline. So even when he's sitting in a quiet car with no real danger, his brain goes, "Hey, it's 8 a.m., where's my stress juice?" And it finds a reason to be angry just to get that fix.
This isn't just pop psychology. There's a fascinating concept in neuroscience, proven by researchers like Dr. Alvaro Pascual Leon at Harvard Medical School. He conducted this famous study involving a piano. He had one group of people practice playing a sequence of notes physically for 5 days. Then he had a second group just imagine playing the notes, mental rehearsal only, no physical movement. And here is the kicker. The brain mapping showed that the changes in the motor cortex were almost identical in both groups.
Wait, so just thinking about playing the piano changed their brains the same way as actually playing it?
Exactly. Your brain does not know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. So when that guy in the car is imagining screaming at his boss, his brain is physically wiring itself to be angrier. He's rehearsing for failure. But the good news is you can flip this mechanism to do the exact opposite. To understand how to flip it, we need to add a new word to your toolkit. The word is homeostasis.
Homeostasis. I remember that from high school biology. Isn't that just balance, like keeping your body temperature the same?
Yes, but let's layer that up. Layer 1, the physical. Think of the thermostat in your house. You set it to 70 degrees. If it gets too hot, the AC kicks in to bring it down. If it gets too cold, the heater kicks in. It fights to keep the environment exactly the same. Your body does this with temperature, but it also does this with your emotions.
So, if my emotional thermostat is set to anxious mess?
Exactly. If you are used to being stressed 90% of the time, that is your homeostasis. That is your normal. So, if you wake up one morning and you actually feel calm, your internal thermostat goes, "Alert, alert, we are too calm, something is wrong." And your brain will subconsciously look for something to worry about just to bring you back to your familiar level of anxiety.
Oh my gosh, that explains so much. I have literally ruined perfectly good mornings because I felt like I was forgetting something to worry about. I'll check my email like, surely there's a crisis somewhere.
That is your homeostasis fighting to stay in control.
Layer 2, the personal. Think about relationships. Have you ever had a friend who says they want a drama-free relationship, but the moment things get quiet and peaceful, they pick a fight?
Yes, my friend Sarah, she dates these chaotic guys, and finally she met this nice guy, super stable, and she broke up with him because she said there was no spark.
Right. The spark she was missing was the cortisol spike. She mistook chaos for chemistry because chaos was her homeostasis. She was literally uncomfortable being comfortable. Layer 3, the professional. This is huge in business. We see leaders who say they want a proactive, innovative team. But every time the team tries something new, the leader micromanages them back to the old way. The leader is addicted to the feeling of putting out fires. If there are no fires, they don't know who they are. They're stuck in a stress loop because it makes them feel important.
Wow. Okay, so we are fighting our own biology. That feels depressing. If my thermostat is set to stress, how do I change it without fighting myself every single day?
You don't fight the old setting, you build a new one. This brings us to the solution, the morning rehearsal. We are going to use Dr. Pascual Leon's discovery. Instead of rehearsing the stress, you are going to rehearse the outcome you want.
Okay, I tried doing this yesterday, actually. I had this big presentation, so I sat there and told myself, I am confident, I'm a boss, I'm going to crush this. But honestly, I felt ridiculous. I felt like I was lying to myself, and when I got into the meeting, I was still nervous.
See, that's the common mistake. You were doing positive affirmations. Those are just words. The brain doesn't trust words, it trusts feelings. You can't just say, I am confident, while your body is shaking with fear. You have to create coherence.
Coherence? What does that mean?
Coherence is when your heart and your brain are sending the same signal. So, for the morning rehearsal to work, you can't just think the thought. You have to feel the emotion before the event happens. Here's the fix. Close your eyes. Don't just see yourself giving the speech. I want you to feel the gratitude you would feel after you nailed it. Feel the relief in your shoulders. Feel the excitement in your chest. When you combine the clear intention, I'm going to nail this speech, with the elevated emotion, joy, gratitude, your body thinks it has already happened.
So I need to trick my body into thinking the meeting is already over?
It's not a trick, it's a rehearsal. Remember the piano players? Their brains changed because they felt the movement. You need to feel the success. If you can hold that feeling of gratitude for just 2 minutes in the morning, your body moves out of homeostasis. You are resetting the thermostat.
Okay, I see the nuance now. I was doing the thinking part, but I was leaving my body in the panic part.
Precisely. You were pressing the gas and the brake at the same time. This doesn't just help you in traffic or bad dates. It helps you lead. Imagine walking into a negotiation. Most people walk in thinking, I hope they don't ask about the budget. I hope I don't look stupid. They are rehearsing defense. If you do a morning rehearsal, you walk in already feeling the handshake at the end of the deal. You walk in radiating coherence. And here's the crazy part. People can feel that. We have mirror neurons. If you're coherent and calm, you actually regulate the nervous systems of everyone else in the room. You become the thermostat for the whole room.
That is powerful. So instead of catching their stress, I'm infecting them with my calm.
Exactly. You stop being a thermometer that just reacts to the temperature, and you become the thermostat that sets it.
I love that. I am definitely going to try the morning rehearsal tomorrow. No more rehearsing arguments in the car.
Start small, 2 minutes. Feel the gratitude before the success. And if you want the specific step-by-step guide on how to do this, including a list of elevated emotions to practice, we have put together a vocabulary cheat sheet for this episode.
Yes, it's linked right in the description below. It breaks down homeostasis, coherence, and the rehearsal method. Go download it. It is a game changer. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.